How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be explaining how to activate different ball players in MLB The Show 22. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, I have actually made this video once before, and I'll go ahead and link that in the comment section down below, but the developers have actually made it a little bit easier to activate and reactivate the correct ball player in MLB The Show 22, but it is a confusing process. So I wanted to start by showing you that I have a shortstop maxed out with base attributes at 50. When you maximize the equipment, the attributes will look something like this, right? You can adjust them in whichever way you want, depending on the perks, depending on the equipment that you use. But let's say you want maybe a catcher created player and a shortstop created player, maybe a second baseman, right? Maybe a center fielder. For example, personally, I have 5 created players, and in order to use all 5, you have to kind of use this method in order to activate the correct ball player. So this is the catcher build, and you can see that I have activated the shortstop build. This activate button, this red button that I'm looking at right now, this doesn't do anything. You actually need to activate your player in a slightly different way, and I'm going to be explaining that right here. So we have the shortstop activated. The only way to activate a different ball player would be to pretend like we're about to start up a new road to the show. So I am hitting square right here. For more options, I want to pull up the menu that says start new, right? And I'm not actually starting up a new one. But the only way I can activate the correct ball player is by going into this screen right here. Welcome to Road to the Show, set up my ball player, and here are all of my ball players listed. When I am scrolling over these and pressing the X button, this is what causes them to change which one is activated, right? If I want to use the very first created player that I built, which is a second baseman, I would activate the second baseman. I have 2 different shortstops, 1 catcher, and a center fielder that is just starting out. So my best created ball players are my shortstops and my catcher, really. But I don't actually have to start up a new road to the show. All I did right there was once I had the correct ball player activated, I just pressed circle a bunch of times to back out. I'm not really sure why they made it this confusing to activate and reactivate certain players. I am going to show you again one more time, but I did want to mention, right, if you are activating and adjusting these players, it's going to affect your ranked season squad, right? It automatically took out my shortstop once I activated the catcher. So with that being said, right, if I reactivated the catcher, I would have to adjust my lineup once again. So it can be a little bit tedious. As you can see, I am going to now activate the catcher one more time. I wanted to show you this a few different ways. I wanted to show you this a couple different times. Some people have mentioned that I kind of skip over a few things, and that's on me. That's my fault. Sometimes I am going into a video like this assuming that you already know how to navigate through the menus a little bit, assuming that you understand, what I'm doing here, and that doesn't always work out. So I'm trying to break it down into a simplified way. Okay, but as you can see here, right, we have the catcher activated, and I'm going through my inventory to put the catcher at that respective position. And you can tell that this is a completely different ball player because this catcher does not have long hair. I put long hair on my shortstop for that specific reason, so you could see that these are 2 different guys that I'm activating that play a different position. Now, when I go back into Road to the Show, it's going to give me whichever ball player I've activated recently. If I was going to go back into Road to the Show, I would still have my catcher activated, right? And you saw at the beginning or earlier that my guy was playing second base. It doesn't really matter if he's a primary second baseman in Road to the Show. You can go into Road to the Show with the catcher activated. It doesn't matter as much. It definitely matters in Diamond Dynasty. You wouldn't want to use a player out of position in DD. I'm just going to go into a CPU game to show you that I do have my catcher activated, that it is, a different player. The attributes are different from the shortstop. Everything saves into the cloud. At one point I had like 10 or 12 different Road to the Show seasons going on, and I had to end up deleting some of those files. Obviously, it did not delete my created player. The attributes are still there. The base attributes are saved. I just had to start up a new Road to the Show season, which I have done probably 20 different times. The only way, or at least the best way to grind out these ball players, is to set up multiple seasons and grind those base attributes. But I wanted to show you one more time, right? We're going back into Road to the Show. We're starting up a new one. Here we have the catcher activated. Well, I want that shortstop back on my team. I want the shortstop back on my Diamond Dynasty team. So there he is. The long hair, we're backing out. We have the long hair shortstop activated. We're going back into Diamond Dynasty. You'll see that they put the other catcher in there out of position, and now he is back in the shortstop position. So that is how you activate 2 different ball players. You can activate 3 different guys, 4 different guys. I'm pretty sure you can create 10 different ball players this year, maybe more, and kind of adjust them and swap them around in this way, right? But you have to start up a new Road to the Show. You don't actually have to begin a brand new season, but that's how you can activate the correct ball player. But that's going to do it for this video. I'm College Lefty, and hopefully I was able to help you guys out in some way. Until next time, peace out.